Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. I'm very late to this party, the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus Edition. I must say that I completely skipped this one in the beginning because they were very difficult to get. You know, that's the main problem that we have like a lot of times now, that we can see a handheld but we cannot order it because they cannot deliver. But it doesn't matter, nowadays we can order the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, and this is maybe one of those handhelds that I missed out, and it's a little bit of a bummer because it's absolutely a great piece of tech. It's very similar to the previous one we've reviewed over here on the Wicked channels. But there are some differences, especially when it comes to the touchscreen and all awesome features they added to this. And the price point of this thing is absolutely great. Okay, then we do have like a very quick toilet paper manual with some basic explanation, nothing very fancy. We do have like a Type-C connection, very happy that they give you a Type-C connection nowadays. But that's it, like there's nothing much to say about it. Let's do a quick boot up just to see what are we going to get. Here you can see like we do have different colors. I chose just the black version. I think my previous one I ordered the orange one, and I also got like the GameCube purple one. Nevertheless, let's take a close look at the handheld and how good is this thing. But the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, as I'm making this video, I think there was already a new version coming out. Yeah, and that is the thing, what we do have like with these Retroid Pocket, Anbenic or other brands. There are so many of these handhelds coming out, it's very hard to keep and track what is the best one, but I think this thing will have like a very nice future ahead of it, simply because it comes with a very nice price, and specification wise it's absolutely a very great deal. We do have like the 4 shoulder buttons, and what I like about the form factor, it's not like the D-pad. I personally prefer to have the D-pad over here, but they're using the analog stick like the Nintendo Switch over here. We do have the slider joystick, the A, B, X, Y, and they're like having very long travel. You can see over here there is some little bit of wear and tear over there. Hope you can see it. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but beside that point it's not a big of a deal. We do have like the CF slot at the bottom part over here, or the SD card or microSD. We do have the jack connection in here. And then at the top we do have like the on-off switch, volume control, the Type-C for charging, and even a mini HDMI out. This thing comes with some pretty damn awesome features if you ask me. So let's boot it up. It vibrates when booting it up. I personally really like the intro that they give this thing. It gives like the GBA intro. Let it boot it up and I will show you what I mean. Also, that's just naughty, but also a piece of nostalgia. But what I personally really like a Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, it comes with awesome neat features. To begin with a touchscreen, it is absolutely a must-have. Especially because this thing is just an Android machine inside a handheld. Alright, so another thing that I just wanted to check out is just to show you what it just means like setting it up. So we do like going to skip it, but basically what you can do is connect to the internet. Here you can see skip it over here, next. You do like enable the Google Play service, the stuff that we had so much trouble with in the past. So let's check it out, like what kind of pre-install apps. We have prepared many applications for you. So you can even like pre-install a lot of great stuff so you can set it up and start playing. For example, we do have the big front end. So if you just want to have a nice front end, that's even possible. I'm just going to basically activate them all. But here you can see like we do have already a lot of things that we can check out. The boxes, Moonlight for streaming. And this is like the minor things that I personally really love. For the people who have no, let's say, knowledge about setting this thing up, it's going to be a little bit more easier to do so. And that's what I really like about it. Ether SX2, the PlayStation 2 emulator, they even like implemented that too. Open bore, there is so much stuff that you can play with it. RetroArch, you name it, you can play a lot of great things. And also in this video we're going to do some testing. So after selecting your applications, it's going to be setting everything up, and I think it cannot be easier than this. Normally you need to mess around with the Play Store or adding like side-loading games. Most of the time it's going to be a freaking nightmare, but this is absolutely great that they're doing something like this. And it makes like Retroid Pocket in general ahead of all the competition with these minor adjustments and better, let's say, ways of improving the software. So after all of the applications have been installed, you even have the option to select your launcher. I personally really prefer this one, simply because when you're having the RP2 launcher, it just looks very nice and very neat. So that's what we're going to choose and press next. The config is complete now, so let's start it up. And I will show you how it looks when you're booting it up. Of course you need to add a lot of stuff yourself, but a lot of, let's say, software parts have been adjusted for you. But okay. Here you can implement the app and mess around with it if you want to add your games in your emulators and configure everything. And it looks so much smoother and everything looks so much better this way. And I must say, compared with the first model I've tested out, this is such a big improvement. So after messing around with it for some time, think about a couple of hours depending how much knowledge you're having and how much time you need to set up, and of course what you want to set up. I really like it that you do get a lot of applications ready to go from the start. But guys like Retro Game Corps, absolutely amazing, having like great tutorials how to set everything up if you have no idea a clue how to do this. So it gives you like this thick front end, it gives you like a very cool, let's say cool experience, and you don't need to go in and out the emulators every single time. Of course, if you don't mind it, you can just use the interface. I personally think the touchscreen is absolutely great addition to this device, and it's great that he added this with this new version. Alright, so let's start with some game testing. To begin, let's try some Minecraft and just to see how it actually works. I must say, like when recording now, I'm using the handheld for some time. I regret getting just the black version. You can see all of the fingerprints. It's absolutely a freaking nightmare. Yeah, look at the back. Oh my, this is really bad, you know. That is really bad. But let's take a close look at Minecraft. So what I like about the Android functionality of this device is that you can just actually use a lot of games. You can see everything has been preset, so I don't need to do anything. I really like it. Yeah, and don't take consideration, you do need to mess around with the settings if you have some hiccups here and there. But again, it's like a lot of like fun to play some Minecraft on the go. It works like a charm, absolutely. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the slider joystick and the Switch version, but it's okay for now. Another thing I really like, I cannot really show you of course, is the rumble function that also functions very well in the game itself. So that's pretty damn cool. Okay, so let's start off with some PlayStation. So we have reached the point finally that we do have like a lot of great like devices that can play the PlayStation 1 part. And it also includes for the Retroid 2 Plus or the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. And some games can even be booted up with a higher resolution, depending of course what kind of game you're playing. The only thing I personally don't really like about this is that the buttons, but the D-pad, it's not my favorite, let's say, part about this handheld. Absolutely not. It plays okay. Especially you can just hear the clicking noise of the A, B, and X, Y buttons. They are very sturdy, especially the freaking buttons over here. So in the next part I wanted to try one of my favorite emulators, that is Retroid. I'm going to put it in 1280 by 960 resolution and 4:3 aspect ratio, and just let's try some couple of games and just see how they will run on this. Another thing I personally really like about the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus is that we do get an amazing sound quality of the front facing speakers. That is something that I personally really like about this. Let's see how the loading times are. That's absolutely just an amazing game to play. It learns very well, as you can see here, on 60 FPS. And in combination with the audio, it's absolutely great. The only weird thing I do have with this is that you can see like it's automatically blocking. I do have this weird issue with the Retroid Pocket 2 and some other devices. I'm just going to be honest, I have no idea what's going on here. I only have this combination with Retroid and a couple of games. But you can see like the same problem also occurs in different games like Dead or Alive 2. Just want to give you a quick run so you can see like it runs pretty damn good on this. But I was having shit like this, you know, when setting up stuff. Just going to be honest with you guys. I really hate doing it sometimes. But the game runs pretty damn good. But you can see over here like it does struggle. And I just need to point out that the dream you're seeing over here is weirdly enough like the one you get from the Play Store. So maybe it's just a compatibility issue. Alright, so let's try some Sega Saturn. And I must say that I personally really hate this freaking game. I'm just be honest with this. Sega Saturn is just more demanding. It's kind of weird that the Sega Dreamcast had so many issues. But you will get a mixed performance when it comes to Sega's turn. You can just mess around with the settings, stuff like that. Alright, so let's go on to the Nintendo 64. I can already tell you, like, a lot of launch titles will run just fine. But if you're going to get in the more demanding games, you don't even think about like upscaling it too much. But it's fun if you just want to play a couple of games. It's pretty damn cool. And if you're going to set up through a big front end or another front end like Launchbox, it's pretty damn cool. Then you can just mess around with a couple of games. What I do like is that the analog stick is very responsive, especially if you want to play games like this. It's just great, very good experience. Alright, so next up I wanted to try some Wipeout, and yeah, PlayStation Portable is just a system that is quite demanding. Think about it, God of War will not run on this very well. You always need to do some tweaking. You can see Wipeout seems to be running just fine. I did have some glitch in the beginning. Would I be surprised if a lot of stuff happening and we'll get an FPS drop. And the other thing is, like, we do have the resolution of the display and the emulator. Of course, the original resolution of the PlayStation Portable, we do get like 2 black bars. I think not a really big of a deal. But if you want to play PlayStation Portable on the go and you want to have some pretty damn good resolution, I just need to think you just need to get a different device. It's fun that it runs, but But what I understand of the GameCube and the PlayStation 2, it's basically like pushing the thing to the edge, and you can mess around with it. I just wanted to show you, like, if you're going to boot up a game, not everything will have like a great support. I know there are like people out there that like, did some crazy like listing of what kind of games were playable and how you need to set it up. It's all great and all fun, but out of the box, yeah, you need to do a lot of thinking to get this to work. I'm just gonna be honest, I waited forever to buy this thing, and I watched some other videos and I'm thinking, yeah, is it really worth picking up? Yeah, nowadays, $99 or something you pay for it is not super. It took me forever to buy this thing, and the main reason is very simple. I was not super excited about it. I really love the value you're getting for it. Like, you're paying around $99 was it for it, and quality wise they made an absolutely great product. Yeah, I regret getting the black version because of the fingerprints. I really love that they even like give you an option to buy an upgrade. How cool was that? Oh yeah, so you do see some wear and tear on the buttons over here. I understand it's fixable by using some lubricant or something, but yeah, that is something that happened with my version over here. So in the end, it's such a blast playing with a device like this. I really love the form factor. The 3.5-inch display is a little bit too small when it comes to playing some Android games, or especially using the Play Store or YouTube whatsoever. The D-pad itself feels quite sturdy. It will be playable with some fighting games, but I am not the biggest fan of it. Another feature I personally really like about it is the audio quality. The 2 front-facing speakers, absolutely amazing, and they sound very good. Should you pick up this device, it's very difficult to advise this. And the main reason, if you don't like want to mess around with emulators and front ends, you just skip this thing. Because it is a lot of work to get this thing work, but if you eventually set everything up, you can have like a lot of fun with it. Beautiful display with a touchscreen to it. I think there are a lot of cool features. In the end, yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think of the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, and it will be great to see you in the next video.